I just got out here and I'm already like dripping. Look at this. Real Feel 108. It is disgusting out right now. Like, it's so hot that Brett came home from work early today. I could have like wrung his shirt out. I felt so bad for all them. You also might be wondering why I'm wearing all black in 108-degree heat. It's because I'm too lazy to change. I had a cleaning this morning, and so I've just been like already working in these clothes, and I'm about ready to do one more thing outside before I go in and like really start our evening. But yeah, I'm just too lazy to change out of my black, so I'm just gonna suck it up. I did come out earlier and got all of my animals like super cold water. I changed the ducks' water out. The other animals have cold water. They're also in the shade right now, and I'm glad that we moved to the coop where we did because there's more trees and more shade for them, and it's not too bad in the shade. So the one thing that I really need to get done today, and then I'm going in, is right along our road there is trees and like bushes and stuff, and they're not like in the road, but they're starting to kind of creep out that way, and so whenever I pull out of the driveway it's hard to see, so I just kind of want to trim stuff back and get that done. But I think our peaches might be close to being ripe. Oh my gosh, look at these peach trees. Like, what are we doing? Brett and I clearly don't know what we're doing. Like, I feel like we should have trimmed these or done something, but they're not quite ripe yet, but this side is definitely starting to get that peachy color. Sir. Like, look at this. This one's so heavy. I bet these on the ground. Ooh, that one's starting to get a little squishy. And then this tree, they're all like super green still. I don't know. Brett and I just like literally wing life. Like, we don't know what we're doing with anything out here. So I started in the front of my house clearing branches. This is one of those outdoor chores that needed to get done, but I kept putting it off. That's one plus about living in the country. I feel like you can put off house stuff a little longer than if we were to live in town because no one really sees it as often. We actually have a peach tree that I'm cutting the branches off of a little bit, and it was here when we moved in, and then we also planted a few more peach trees along our driveway, and then I just throw all of the branches on our burn pile, which is usually always full because we are always doing something around the yard. It has been so miserably hot lately, so we've been spending a lot of our time inside or at my in-laws' lake. I feel like this summer has gone by way too fast. Definitely in my feelings about having both kids in junior high this year. Dalton will be in 8th grade, and it's actually his 14th birthday in September, and that's his golden birthday. So I think I'm going to do a black and gold theme for his birthday, so I'm working on that. Day will be in 6th grade, and she will be 12 in December. So we just went school clothes shopping. It was in the garage. The garage. Why did I leave it there? I don't know. Dalton came with, and he was a trooper shopping with me and Dalen and my mom, but we treated him to lunch, so it was fine. We actually just went to the mall, which I had not been in a while. It's not really a thing anymore, I feel like, because everyone just kind of online shops, but Dalen wanted to go to the mall, and we found a ton of cute stuff for her. I think her style is becoming more sporty and girly, and I did find a few plain colored shirts for Dalton at H&M. His style has always just been jeans, plain tee, and boots. He actually still needs a book bag, and I haven't even checked to see who my kids' teachers are yet. Really on top of things this year. Proud of you for cleaning it. Want to help me cook? Sure. So you need two eggs, and I have some more. 6. Are you having scrambled eggs? Are you having scrambled eggs? Are you having scrambled eggs?
For dinner tonight, we did a breakfast supper. I try to throw in a breakfast supper here and there, maybe a couple times a month that we do for dinners. It's just, I always have the best intentions thinking it's going to be this like cheap breakfast or cheap like dinner, which it usually is, but I don't know why I make it so complicated because everyone wants something different. So I usually end up making like a full-on buffet, and then I'm like, why do I do this to myself? We'll do things like biscuits and gravy, a fruit salad, cinnamon rolls, Snoop Dogg bacon. Look it up. Dalen makes it quite often. I do crepes, scrambled eggs, biscuits, and then I found a couple different casseroles that have like eggs, biscuits, sausage. I always have to throw in like a meat or something for my boys in the house, and that's really what I don't know. I try to make it simple, but like I said, I always seem to make it complicated somehow. But I still find majority of my recipes on Pinterest. So if you ever need anything new, check out my dinner list or my breakfast list on Pinterest. I try to save a lot of good recipes on there that I have already tried, and majority of them are very simple. Many of you know I set up this drink station coffee bar area a while ago. I was going to get a taller, kind of more modern looking shelf to go against this wall, but I've been liking the look of this dresser. I guess technically it's a hutch. My grandpa made it for me a long time ago. It does have a top piece to it, so I left that off, painted it the same color as my cabinets, and then added the same hardware to it as my kitchen cabinets too, so it kind of flowed a little bit better. But I have been really wanting to add a little bit more to that area without spending a ton of money. So I decided to make some changes to it, which you will see in the next video. It looks so good. I did post it on my Instagram if you want to check it out before next week. I've started posting on there again on Instagram. I feel like sometimes social media gets overwhelming to me and I need to take a little break. And Instagram was just one of those places I set aside for a while, a year to be exact, but I am slowly coming back to it and posting in between videos. So I try to post on YouTube every Tuesday, and then randomly throughout the week, just to kind of keep up with you guys, I post on Instagram. And then I think the only other social media thing that I have is Facebook, but according to the younger girls I work with, Facebook is for older people. So there's that. But I think Facebook for me is mostly just for like updates with close friends and family that I have out of town. I was talking to, I don't remember who I was telling this to the other day, but because I'm a bartender, obviously I hear a lot of stories. I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of conversations, and my work is there's a lot of friends that come in, women that come in with their girlfriends and just like hang out, have a couple drinks, vent. Well, when you're sitting at the bar and I'm standing there making drinks and washing dishes and doing all that, I hear your conversations. And it's always so interesting to me how in a roundabout way, all of these women are venting about the same kinds of stuff. And I had this one lady, and she was talking to her friend about how she completely got rid of all social media because it was just detrimental to her mental health. She was constantly comparing herself, constantly in this like spiral of not feeling good enough kind of thing. And I know everybody can relate to that in some capacity. And this lady, she wasn't married, she didn't have kids, anything like that. And it's like, no matter what situation you're in, I feel like we can all relate to that in some aspect. I know I play the comparison game a lot too, and it's hard. It's really hard when you're seeing people that are ahead of you in life or you feel like they're doing better. But I promise you, behind the scenes, when you're not seeing the pretty pictures and the perfect videos, everyone struggles with something. And this year, I know I've mentioned it before, I have really tried to change my perspective on things. And so I saw this quote the other day, and it was, "What a privilege to be tired from work you once begged the universe for. What a privilege to feel overwhelmed by growth you used to dream about. What a privilege to be challenged by a life you created on purpose. What a privilege to outgrow things you used to settle for." Sometimes changing your mindset about things can totally change your whole situation.